Great. So I think we have some good audience here. I think we can have a conversation around what makes some interest to you. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how cyber resiliency and AI fits into the storage infrastructure, fits into the operations inside the data center. I think that would make some sense for you guys. If you have questions, we'll leave some time at the end. And before we start diving into the material, just a quick recap on who is Infinidat and what it is that we do. Who is Infinidat and what it is that we do? So we are a storage vendor. We provide high-end storage systems for enterprise customers. We deliver software innovation and we deliver storage services through software innovation. We are not coupled to specific hardware. We do not manufacture our own hardware. We use commodity hardware that helps us innovate and accelerate storage innovation. Sorry. Go ahead, just grab your seat. We're just getting started. I was saying that we are a storage vendor and we drive storage innovation through software, and we deliver on high-end storage services for enterprise customers. Our core software is called InfiniBox. It's our own patented piece of software. We have around 100 patents that are closely tied into the storage infrastructure. Some of our guys who are working at Infinidat were the early developers of iSCSI, by the way. So we're talking veteran storage guys who are deeply involved in the storage industry. And InfiniBox is our core operating system that delivers everything that we do. We use the same core architecture and we use the same core software across our portfolio. We have three major product lines in the portfolio. One is called InfiniBox, which is at the heart a hybrid storage system that uses spinning disks as the backend persistent media layer. But here again, we drive innovation through software, and we are able to deliver flash-like performance from a system that is predominantly spinning disks. We do that by using some DRAM and some SSD cache and a lot of innovative software that knows how to prefetch and how to cache the right pieces of data on the right part of the media in order to drive performance while mitigating cost and enabling high scale. We have also a product called InfiniBox SSA, which is our all-flash version of the same product. That product, while the InfiniBox Classic is aimed at delivering high-end performance and, like I said, flash-like performance for mission-critical production workload, the InfiniBox SSA, or the all-flash version, is aimed around the next phase, or the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, what we like to call the super production. Those specific set of mission-critical applications, that specific piece of workloads inside the data center, and that is typically around 5 to 10% of the overall capacity inside the data center. And those applications typically require 100% commitment, 100% guarantee for sub-millisecond or even microsecond level latency for all the IOs across the workload. That is where the InfiniBox SSA comes in. And we also have another product that is called InfiniGuard. InfiniGuard is our secondary storage platform that is aimed around backup and archiving use cases. And like I said, all our products use the same core architecture and the same core operating system. And our design principles are non-compromising resiliency and non-compromising availability. We use triple redundancy for everything. And we drive, again, all the data services and all the features are driven through software that is part of our all-inclusive licensing. We are a unified storage platform, so we do block and file through Fiber Channel, iSCSI, NFS, SMB, and we're going to do object as well in just a few months. We have all the relevant features and functionalities that you would expect from a storage platform, like replication, snapshots, quality of service, and everything built into the product. And the last thing I want to say is that we have guarantees in writing around availability and performance, and specifically around cyber resiliency, which we're going to talk about in a minute. All that is part of our commitment to our customers. We have a white glove service around support and post-sale services. Every account, every customer is assigned with a technical associate or technical architect that is dedicated to that specific customer and lets him enjoy a wide variety or a wide envelope of services around upgrades, services, ticket management, and so on and so forth. And all that is part of our, I would say, vision into how we want to deliver storage services into enterprise customers. We have a lot of enterprise customers around the globe. We're a global company. We're headquartered in the US, and we have teams spread across the globes and customers installed in production all the way from the US through Japan, and we even have a few systems in Australia. So basically all the way around the globe, and for that reason, we do follow the sun support, so we can deliver support services 24/7 across the globe to all our customers. All that basically boils down at the end to our how we are perceived in the market. So we have a lot of rewards, a lot of acclaims that we are getting from industry analysts and also from end users, which is the Gartner peer insight. We're going to talk about that toward the end. But as you can see, we're widely acknowledged throughout the industry as being a leader in the high-end enterprise storage market. All right, so let's talk a little bit about cybersecurity. We all see and we all understand that cybersecurity is a major concern to CISOs, CISOs, or any organization that does IT and infrastructure for their services and for their business and their services that they need to provide to their end users. And as we see the growth in concerns around the security postures around the industry, we started to do this around 2 or 3 years ago. We started to develop a unique set of features that are built into our software stack that is called InfiniSafe. InfiniSafe is our umbrella for a set of technologies and features and functionalities that are built into the product that are aimed around delivering cyber resiliency, cyber protection, and cyber detection for all the data sets and the workloads that are installed inside the data center. InfiniSafe, as you can see here, is built on pillars of protections and layers of protection, and we have several key functionalities inside the stack. The first two are immutability and air gapping. Basically, that means that we deliver to our customers the ability to take immutable point-in-time snapshot copies of their data. And by immutable, I mean that once you lock it to a certain duration of time, it becomes read-only. Nobody can change that. Nobody can delete that. It can be read for validation or recovery purposes, but it is locked throughout throughout its lifetime or throughout its lock-in duration. And all those immutable snapshot copies are logically air-gapped from the production network. Those two first pillars provide at the end or at the base, they provide the basic protection, I would say, where customers can get the assurance that they have immutable point-in-time copies that are safe. They cannot be changed, they cannot be altered, and they are segregated from the network. Although they are read-only, that is just another layer of protection, another layer of assurance that those copies are also segregated from the production network. What can customers do with those immutable copies? Obviously, if something happens, you can always recover back to a safe point in time. But question rises, how do you know which point-in-time copies are safe? Because we all see and we all understand and we read the media, we read the newspapers, we read the reports coming in from cyber attacks, and we see that a lot of time ransomware attacks are dormant. They're sitting inside the data sets, they're sitting inside the data center for a long duration of time, and they're slowly trying to encrypt or corrupt data. And at the end of the day, when they click the bomb, so to speak, when they drop the payload, that is when things get locked. But by that time, your data sets are probably mostly or partially corrupted. And the idea is to understand which point-in-time copies are safe and secure so you can recover to those quickly when you need to. And by recovering quickly, you need two things. First, the ability to recover quickly. But secondly, you need the ability to understand quickly or to know ahead of time which point-in-time copies are safe and secure. For that reason, we have the next two pillars in the stack, which is the fence forensic environment and the near instantaneous recovery. So fence forensic environment means the ability to take any point-in-time snapshot copy that is also protected on the system, mount that in an isolated fence forensic environment, basically a bubble or a sandbox or a safe zone, whatever you want to call it, and run some validation testing on those snapshot copies. Once you do that, you know which copies are safe, which copies are not. And then if you need to, you can use the base storage snapshot technology in order to recover quickly to any secure point in time that you already have on the system. For us, the recovery is very, very quick. We guarantee it in writing in under 1 minute on production storage or under 20 minutes on the secondary storage platform. The secondary storage platform takes a little bit longer because it has additional services and functionalities that are revolving on our integration into backup software, that those services takes longer to boot up, but the data recovery itself is under 1 minute guaranteed in writing. In reality, it takes seconds, obviously, because this is storage technology, we're using snapshot, and everything is quick and easy. And the last two things is the automated cyber protection and the InfiniSafe cyber detection. Now, for that, I'm going to move over and we're going to talk a little bit about the InfiniSafe ACP, or the InfiniSafe automated cyber protection, which means, or which is a concept that we developed as part of our storage solution. And the idea there was, if you remember a few minutes ago when I was talking about the ability to have immutable snapshot copies of data, those immutable snapshot copies of data are basically created on a schedule or on a policy. It can be daily, it can be hourly, it can be whatever you choose to do. But there are gaps in the protection, so to speak. If you're choosing to do your snapshots daily or hourly, in case there is an attack and you need to roll back in time, you can be an hour out of date or you can be a day out of date when you're recovering back. And ACP is a solution that we designed in order to bridge the gap or to minimize the data loss or to minimize the exposure window. And the idea is to integrate the storage solution into your security operations center inside the organization. The way to do that is to use API integration between the Infinidat storage systems and your SIEM/SOAR software that is installed in the data center. It can be IBM QRadar, can be Microsoft SentinelOne, can be Splunk, can be whatever you use. And the idea is that when you detect an intrusion or an attack coming into the data center through any of the perimeter defense systems that you already have installed in the data center, we can use the ACP solution to automate the creation of snapshot copies on the backend storage system immediately. That will again reduce and shorten the time of the exposure between the scheduled snapshots that you have on a daily or an hourly basis to seconds or minutes from the time it takes to detect to create a snapshot. Now, the idea with those snapshots is, again, you can orchestrate the entire process. Once you detect an attack, you create a snapshot on the data store or on the storage system, and you can automate the validation process through the fence forensic environment using the last piece of software we have in the stack, which is InfiniSafe Cyber Detection. Now, InfiniSafe Cyber Detection is an AI-based engine that uses machine learning and was trained on specific data sets and payloads that were the result of well-known ransomware attack. And those payloads were used to train a machine learning engine that now can scan your data sets that are already protected on the Infinidat storage system using a very high-end and robust scan engine. And the idea is to do deep dive scanning. We're not doing real-time intrusion detection on the perimeter, which is part of the security posture in the data center, has to continue to be. But those protection mechanisms, since they are doing real time, they have a certain level or a certain threshold, I would say, of detection that they can provide, because they have to do it in real time, and there is a limited amount of compute resources you can invest as you need to do detection in real time. Our solution, since it is scanning the data sets or the data itself on the backend storage system in the isolated fence forensic environment, it is discoupled from time consideration. You can set a schedule or a maintenance window for scanning around the night or over the weekend, and you can let the system scan the data over time. And this engine, since it has those ability, can do deep dive scanning and detect dormant ransomware payloads or other cyberware or cryptoware that might be residing within the data center, within the data sets inside the data center, and then raise an alert. That alert can be propagated back to your security operations center in order to trigger other mechanisms or other response teams that are in place for those scenarios. Once you get an alert, you can start to investigate, and then if need be, we're going back to the start of the circle, recover quickly to a well-known point-in-time copy that you already validated and secured. The cyber detection solution is very comprehensive. It knows how to scan and it knows how to understand the internal structure of many data sets and many data patterns inside an enterprise data center. We support all the relevant production data sets and applications like Oracle, SAP HANA, VMware, files, flat files, Windows, Unix, Linux, and everything. And the idea is to get very detailed alerting on what exactly was compromised inside of an entire storage system, because if you want to recover, you don't want to recover an entire storage system or, I don't know, 1 petabyte or 2 petabyte worth of data. You want to be specific about knowing what was affected and recover that data set specifically. And for that reason, our InfiniSafe Cyber Detection alerting dashboard lets you be very specific, because we know how to drill down. Let's assume you have a VMware environment. We scan a data store, and we can alert on the specific data store, the specific VM, and specific files inside the guest file system of that VM that were affected. This lets you be very specific about what you need to recover. It also reduces recovery time, but also lets you be very specific and lose as little data as possible if and when you need to do a recovery. Last thing is how all that fits into the generative AI posture that everybody is talking about inside our data center. And we all understand that if you want to use AI, you need robust storage systems. This exactly is where we come into play, because our systems are high-end. They are designed by nature to deliver high-end performance, to deliver high-end data services, and by that nature, they are holding inside of them all the corporate data, all the mission-critical business data, all the mission-critical business applications. And those business applications and that business data is exactly what you need when you want to augment machine learning and AI-based large language models into your data center. Let's take as an example as a use case of a call center inside your business organization. That call center receives calls from customers, and they're asking questions, and your call center teleoperators need to respond. Usually what they're doing is they're asking the chatbot, the built-in chatbot that you integrated into your data center for the answer. Now, if you're using, just regular large language models that are trained on pre-existing data, because training takes time, usually 3 to 6 months to train a large language model, your data is out of date, your responses are out of date, and that could be a problem, because when a customer calls in, they want an up-to-date answer on his question and not something that was true 3 or 6 months ago. And this is where something which is called RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation, comes into play. And that means the ability to take a large language model, take the answer it generated based on the information it was trained on, and augment that with additional data from up-to-date public data sources that are inside the data center. Now, the problem with that is if your organizational data is spread across different storage systems across the data center, a little bit here and a little bit there, that would make the process more complex, will take longer, and a lot of times would prevent the ability to augment all the data together. Now, by having an enterprise storage system that holds all your mission-critical business application, all your mission-critical business data in a single place, then now you can augment all the answers through a single data stream coming in from your enterprise storage system into your large language model. And this is exactly where we come into play, because we have what you need. We have an enterprise storage system that can hold all your data. It delivers high performance, which is needed when you need to do iterative augmentation of responses and queries across the data storage. And the last thing is, as you start to put in a lot of data and a lot of services on a single system, you want to make sure that your blast radius is reduced, because if you put a lot of mission critical applications in one storage system, it has to be robust, it has to be reliable, it has to be available, and that is exactly what we do. We have a solution brief that demonstrates our ability to do that. We basically took a large language model in the cloud and we augmented that into our InfiniBox storage system. You can get the slides later on, I would assume, and if you want to read further down the road, you can have a look on those links. Last thing is, we are sitting in a booth right across from this door. If you want to pop in later and ask some questions, if you need more info, if you want to have a discussion around your challenges and in your storage systems inside your data centers, please pop in. We'll be happy to help you. Thank you very much.